Welcome to Jules Math Tools, where math is made easy. In today's session, we will be calculating our angles at a point when we have terms involved. To begin solving our first question, we must first remember that all of these angles at a point or angles around the point all sum to 360 degrees. So we're going to begin by first writing out our equation, which tells us that 150 degrees added to 90 degrees added to 5w all sums to 360 degrees. And after we've written out this equation, we're going to now apply our rules for simplifying algebraic expression by adding our like terms 150 degrees and 90 degrees together. So 150 degrees plus 90 degrees equals to 240 degrees being added to 5w, which still equals to 360 degrees. And now I'm going to collect my like terms again by subtracting my 240 degrees from my 360 degrees. And when 360 degrees subtracts 240 degrees, this will equal to a difference of 120 degrees. And now that we've simplified this part of our equation, we're now going to apply our one-step multiplication rule, which tells us that when we have a coefficient being multiplied to a variable, we're now going to divide both sides of our equation by 5 so that we can get our variable w on one side of the equation by itself. 5 divided into 5 will cancel, leaving us with just w. And when 5 divides into 120 degrees, we find that w is equal to 24 degrees. And now that we found the value of w, we now need to take our question one step further and find the value of 5w. So here I'm now going to apply my substitution rule and substitute my w for 24 degrees and multiply my 5 times the 24 degrees to find that my 5w is equal to 120 degrees. Now after we found the value of our 120 degrees, we can still take our question one step further and check our answer. And we're going to check our answer by simply adding our 150 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 120 degrees. And remember that these angles should all sum to 360 degrees. And upon adding these angles together, we find that they do sum to 360 degrees, which tells us that 120 degrees for 5w is indeed the correct solution. Okay, so let's try another example. So this question seems to be a little bit harder. However, you can still feel free to pause the video, try to solve the question for yourself, and when you're ready, you can hit that play button and move right along with me to see if you're going to solve the question the exact same way that I did to get the same answer. Okay, so let's get started. And again, we're going to begin by writing out our equation, which is 2e plus 65 degrees. Remember, we're adding everything in our diagram, so even after you've written everything out, you can still go back and double check just to make sure that everything that's given to us in our diagram is written here in our equation. So now that we've written out our equation for this question, we're now going to collect our like terms. And remember that when collecting your like terms, all of our constants are going to be added together, and then we're going to add our coefficient and our variable. So our 2e and e will be added together, and we're going to add all of the numbers together. So after adding all of my numbers together, they sum to 246 degrees being added to my 3e, which will equal to 360 degrees. And now again, we're going to collect our like terms. So I'm going to be subtracting my 246 degrees from my 360 degrees. And when 360 subtracts 246 degrees, this will equal to 114 degrees. And again, we're going to apply our steps for solving one-step equation when multiplication is involved. And we're going to divide both sides of our equation by 3. And in dividing 3 into 3, they will cancel, leaving us with just e. And when 3 divides into 114 degrees, e will equal to 38 degrees. So now that we've found the measure of angle E, which is 38 degrees, I now need to find the measure of 2E. So 2E, and I'm going to apply substitution, substituting my E for my 38 degrees. And 2 times 38 degrees will equal to 76 degrees. So my angle 2E is equal to 76 degrees. And again, remember that you can always check your answer by simply adding all of the numbers together and seeing if they sum to 360 degrees as we did in the first example. And if they do sum to 360 degrees, then you know that the answer that you got for E and 2E will be correct. So guys, there you have it. It's just that easy for you to calculate the missing angle in your diagram when you have angles at a point and you're solving using algebraic terms. All you do is just simplify your like terms and then apply your steps for solving your one-step equations. But the best way to develop your skills is always through practice. Remember that we do provide links to worksheets in our description box below, so make sure that you click on that link, practice the question, and I can assure you that with practice you will get better. So until next time, this is Jules Math Tools, where math is made easy.